What's up? What few people are in the room this fine Friday afternoon? What's up, Danimal? Hello, Cryo Dog. How's everybody doing? I don't have my toupee no more. I got my ears lowered, so y'all can't give me crap about my hair being long now. I was like, man, everybody's giving me crap about my hair because it's long. I'm all right, fine. They're like, oh, you look like some kind of librarian or professor or something. Now I'm like, okay, that's not me. No librarian here or professor or whatever they were trying to say I was. Um, I did get some vape mail, not yesterday, but the day before, which I do want to show y'all that it's freaking awesome, and I'll show y'all in just a second. What else do I got going on? Well, I've been vaping my squonker. I actually, Professor Scuba. Yeah, I know, right? There's been some reviews posted on YouTube already about this, but, why not see it live? That's the way I see it. This is the Coilmaster DIY kit. Um, I got to admit, this kit pretty much has every freaking thing you need in there, unless you're old like me and you need magnifying goggles, which, I can't hardly see a darn thing, so I have to use magnifying goggles. This is a really, it's thick, it feels solid, almost like a gun case, I would say. It's a solid case, so you open this thing up, and it's got pretty much every tool you could want in there. You got cutters over here, pliers with cutters built in, ceramic tweezers, screwdriver with 8 bits in it. It has 4 flatheads and 4 Phillips. These are offset tweezers here. Offset tweezers. And then you got your regular ceramic tweezers, of course. And then over on this side, you have your scissors to cut your wick. And this is your Coilmaster, obviously, version 2. And then you have an ohm reader. And then right here, this is just a little box, which I've been considering whether I want to use this box to store coils in, or am I going to try to put wire that does not quite, well, it barely, yeah, you could get wire to fit in there if you squeeze it in there, but unless you have one of the small rolls of Kanthal. I do have some small rolls of Kanthal. I could probably put 4 rolls of that in there. It's 100 foot, but it's not on this big roll like this, so you could put those rolls in here easy. Or if you want, you could keep your cotton in here. That's another good place to keep your cotton. But I thought this is a really cool kit. I already put, this does not come with batteries, by the way. So make sure you have 2 AA batteries or you won't be doing anything. Yeah, it's a nice kit. He actually has them on pre-order now. I have no idea on the cost. Let me give you a link. This takes you straight to the pre-order. All you do is you put your email in there and boom, and you're entered in the pre-order. They may be trying to figure out how many people want it to judge the price. I don't know. I was not told that, so that could be anything. But I really like this kit. It's nice. It's going to be one of my carry around go-to kits right there for sure. Depending on whether or not I change the cutters out with my own, I don't know. It depends on how much I like those cutters. If I don't like them as much as the ones that I use, then I'll just swap them out. I'm sure that my cutters will fit in the same slot, so no big deal. What I do want to do today, I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one that has issues with the Subtank Mini and the RBA section giving me dry hits. Some people are okay with it, some people aren't. So I'm actually going to take this RBA section and I'm going to slightly Dremel it. Yeah, you have the same issue, Cryo. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this. I have a Dremel here, and I'm going to slightly bore it out just a little bit to see if it helps. If it does, great. If not, then I've ruined it. But we'll see what happens. Let me move my keyboard out of the way. I got the RBA section for the K-Fun Mini rolling around my desk. There we go. So here's the little RBA section for the, did I say K-Fun Mini? Man, I'm freaking losing my mind. Subtank Mini. So as you can see, the little holes are right here. Now you could do two things. I wouldn't suggest drilling into the actual chimney cover, because if you do that, you're going to have, what if it doesn't line up right the next time you screw it down? You know, it should always line up in the same spot, but all I'm going to do, I'm going to take this chimney cover off. Whoa. And man, I could lose anything. I even got a mat and I can still lose stuff. And then I'm just going to kind of bore right down in here just a little bit, just to widen that up just a little bit, to where some thicker VG juice can get in there. That's all I want to do. And see how that works. Oh, Sooners, I have wicked this thing 8 million kinds of ways, and I still get dry hits, man. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know if you use high VG juice or not, but I do. And, hey, Tracy, and it gives me issues. So, anyways, without further ado, put my goggles on so I can see what the hell I'm doing. And then we're going to break out this little Dremel here. It's very quiet too, which is pretty neat. Whoa, what'd I just do? I just bumped myself out of the channel. Good job, Scuba. Okay, I'm back in the channel now. Alright. Nice and low. Hopefully I don't cut into this too bad. I don't want to put this very big at all. Well, I just grabbed my cotton. That was smart. Okay, a little bit more. Power unwick. I know, right? That's the fast way to take your wick out. Just a little more on this one. And it's better that the wick came out anyway, because obviously I'm going to have to wash this off after I Dremel this thing. If I didn't just screw up the threads just then. This one's not going as deep. Let me cut it a little bit more. There we go. Whoa. Alright, let's see if I got these about even. Nope, this one needs more. That should be good. You ordered the sub tank because it dry hits, right? Well, we're going to see how this works, Cryo. If it works great, I'll let you know. If it sucks still, I'll let you know that way too. Alright, let me wash this off real quick, because I don't want any metal fiber. I don't want to be vaping any metal fibers or anything. Okay, let's see what we get. Hey, Pammy. I didn't even know Pammy was in here. She must have snuck in when nobody was looking. Alright, so I've kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but I've cut the wells just a little bit deeper on each side. I mean, they probably could go a little further, but it's better to not go far enough than go too far and then just get a flooded one. So let's make sure that the cap will still fit. It does just fine, so that's not going to be an issue. Alright, now all I got to do is put some wick on this thing and we'll try her out. We'll give her a good old college try, fire her up, see what happens. I'm just going to get some Japanese cotton. Cut me off a slice of this bad boy right here. I hope I got some good juice in there. What about taking the little base off? A little off the base. DJ Davids, I've thought about it. I could. You don't have a lot of room there before you bottom out against the flush plate. So, I mean, all I did was I grooved all the way down through is what I did. Now, it may need to go deeper, but like I said, I didn't want to go too deep right off the bat. There we go. Now you can see it. Freaking focus. But I figure maybe it's just a little, because the way mine's been doing after I wick it, it'll hit okay for a couple minutes and then boom, dry hit, you know. And I also space out my coils. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I space out the coils, which kind of helps with wicking also. If you're getting those bad dry hits and you have a macro coil or your coil in there, if all the coils are together and you're getting dry hits, you may want to try spacing them out, make it a macro coil. Let's see what we can get here. I'm gonna have to put my goggles back on. You don't have the bottom, well, it's not really a lip, but you don't have the bottom lip. Oh, you cut it all the way out. Wow. Okay, well, that works. So all I want is enough wick in here to when I cut this, it lays down on the deck and nothing more. So what I can do, I usually will do one side and then I will test this to make sure that it's going to at least come down and touch the deck. If not, I can always grab some, pull from the other side and lay this down to where it's just touching the deck. Nice and easy. And I fan it out where it can wick a little better, so I fanned it out all the way across there. And then now we're going to go to the other side, and I need to cut it about right there, so and like I do, I always cut, you know, I undercut just to make sure in case I may need to take some more off, or you know, you can't add back on, but you can always take more off. That looks fine, actually. It should be okay. Pretty fluffy, that's for sure. I don't know what juice I had in the Sub-Tank Mini. That's the bad thing. Let me see if I can sniff it and tell. I have no, oh, it smells like strawberry. I think that's what it is. Yep, that's strawberry. So what we'll do, I'm going to take this coil off. I have no strawberry right here made. I have some outside. Well, maybe I do. What's this? This should be strawberry. Yep, it is. Good. We do have strawberry. I'm going to put a little bit on my wick here so I can adjust it out even more. But you don't want to pack this cotton in there, because if you do that, then it's going to make it not wick well either. You don't want that. I'm going to cover this thing up. And we're going to, well, first I need this O-ring that decided it wanted to come off before it's time. This needs to be around here. Wait, I did not double check. Always double check if you have these. Double check this down here and make sure it's tight, because if this is loose, you're going to get ohm readings all over the place. Just make sure it's turned all the way clockwise in there tight. I'll push my seal down in here a little better. And I might as well add some more juice to this because it's pretty close to empty. There we go. That ought to be her there, I hope. Now it's the only thing left to do is to try it. You know, it's either going to work or it's going to suck once again, and then I will hate it because I want it to do right. I really do. So what mod are we going to try this on? Let's go with the older SX Mini instead of the new one. That way I can kind of play around more with wattage. I got my new one set up with nickel, so and temp control mode, all that good stuff. It'd be too much trouble to swap that around. So we're going to put this, oh, like y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm putting the Subtank Mini on here, and I don't want to vape it at 50 watts. So let's try 22 watts right off the bat. Just kind of priming this thing up, making sure that, yeah, DeMillan, I am all spiked back up again, man. I'm in high cotton. My wife cut my hair for me. Everybody was giving me crap about it being long, so, you know, now it's not. Okay, that hit was excellent. I mean, excellent. So we're going to have to see. It's 6:14. Let's see how long it takes before this thing starts tasting like crap. Or, you know, another good way to watch is watch for bubbles coming up. If it's bubbling, then it's wicking. If it's not bubbling, it's not wicking. Well, there went a bubble. Yeah, chain vape session. You know, that's not a bad idea, GJ Davids. If I can get enough, if I vape this for a while and it still don't dry hit, then that fixed the problem. Oh, you get bubbles, but then they stop. Yeah, very good, Cryo. That's what I'm saying. If it stops, we're going to have issues. No, I won't nick myself out. This is like 6 milligram, really good strawberry. If the juice is coming through at all, it'll be great. If it's not, I'll know it because it'll taste like crap. And this is vaping really good just at 22 watts. I still see bubbles coming up so far. Vape Cowboy, you're disturbed? Or I am disturbed. Like instant message. What is my VG? I could tell you. I think, DeMillan, this is closer on the range of about 76 to 77% VG. It may be a little higher. I'll double check for real quick. Because it's been a minute since I made some strawberry. And if it was a store-bought juice, I could just say, hey, you know, it's this. But it's not. I make it. So let's see. And Asbestos makes it and some other people. Yep, 76% VG. 76% VG. Cryo, that shouldn't be too much. You would think at 60% it would take it just fine, but you know, that's why I wanted to just give it the old good try. See if I dremeled it. I see bubbles coming up. I mean, so far so good. No money. It may happen in the future here. I mean, I gotta okay it with Asbestos first. I can't just keep sharing the recipe out there and piss him off. You know, it's kind of a group effort thing, and I don't want to tick him off. But if that happens, what I'll end up doing is like a DIY show. I will show y'all exactly how to make it, because I'd hate for you to go, well, I know I'm supposed to put this in there, but how much PG do you use, and how much VG do you use? Yeah, no. This is as much VG as I can put in here. Besides, I use, hey Freak Mac, I use PG nicotine, and the main reason I use PG nicotine, and it's 100 milligram, which you have to be very careful with, but I use PG because it doesn't separate as much as VG nicotine does. So if you're doing DIY and the nicotine that you buy, if you buy it in PG base, you're probably going to be better off than you buy in VG. Now, either way, whether it's PG or VG, you still have to shake it. But what I mean by VG, if you buy VG-based nicotine and you let it sit for a long time, all the nicotine is going to float up to the top. So if you go in there and get some of that nicotine, you're going to get full 100% or 100 milligram nicotine, and it will kick your tail. So always shake up your nicotine. Oh, hell, I shake up my flavoring. I shake up everything before I do any DIY. So don't do that. Yeah, you got 50-50. So Freak Mac, that's great that you got a 50-50 mix. And the reason why I use 100 milligram Nick is it takes a lot less to go in the bottle to dilute your flavor that you're trying to accomplish. So that's why I buy 100 milligram. You can buy 36 milligram if you feel more comfortable with that. Do it. I mean, I got no problems with that whatsoever. I've seen people buy 24 milligram. Just remember, the lower the milligram nicotine that you buy, the more you will have to put in your juice to reach whatever your desired nicotine level is. You definitely don't want to buy 24 milligram Nick if you do 24 milligram Nick. I mean, that would be redundant. You'd be like, what the hell? You don't want to do that. Well, so far, I haven't got any dry hits off the Subtank Mini. And I like the Mini so much better than the full size, guys. I mean, I got the full size. I don't have the Plus, but, I was having so many issues with the rebuildable tank on this. I was like, I don't want to get the Plus. One thing I will tell y'all that I don't suggest you run out and buy is the Atlantis V2. If you already own the Atlantis, you don't need to buy Atlantis V2. To be completely honest, it is very similar to the Atlantis V1. I mean, yeah, it has a little more airflow, but that's it. The only other big feature that it adds is it comes stock with a 0.3 ohm coil, so you can crank up the wattage. You can go 50, 60 watts easy on it, but it's just not. It doesn't give me more flavor than the standard Atlantis. It's right on the same level as the Atlantis. If you like the flavor that Atlantis has, expect the same thing out of version 2. But it's just, yeah, nothing new under the sun, right? And the other thing is all the parts are interchangeable. I'll show you way I got mine set up right now, and then you'll be like, oh, I see. So right now, this is my Atlantis, but I took the top of the V2 off. This is where's my V1 at? No, that's not it. If I see my other Atlantis staring at me, I'll show you. But what I did is the Atlantis V2 comes with the 3 mil tank, I do believe, and I had a 5 mil upgrade for the V1. So I took the tank and the whole top and just screwed it on the V2. The V2 bottom you'll know because it'll have, I'm on the wrong. It'll have 2 airflow holes at the bottom. The coils are bigger, a lot more room for juice flow to get in. Okay, a lot more room for the juice to get in. So if you have a higher VG juice, it wicks really well. But the other big difference they changed is the drip tip on the version 2 has airflow holes around it that you can turn on or off. I can't believe I can't find the other damn Atlantis. I had all of it sitting up here, but I'm Captain Misplace a lot. Then the Star Tank. I mean, I got so many sub-tanks now. There's the Star Tank. There's the Heracles. The Billow, which is still one of my... I mean, all these new sub-tanks come out, I still like the Billow the best. Hands down, best flavor. If it's not the Billow for me, it's the Orchid. One of those two. I do have a Limo. Limo's right. Shoot, you ain't said nothing. Pick another one. The Limo's on my. This is the one I got temper control on right now. And this actually was a really good build. This is 0.12. I don't have the Arctic, Freak Mac. You got me there. I've considered it, but the Arctic is so much similar to the Delta. Hold on. I got more in my pocket here. The Delta V2 right there, it's so similar to it. I didn't feel the need that I needed to buy the Arctic on top of that, And plus the Delta, I can buy the rebuildable section and boom, Yeah, the Magnus looks cool. The Goliath, I mean, there's just so many of them now. It's impossible to keep up. Here's the Goblin. Now the Goblin, great airflow, big juice hog. I mean, what do the temp controls mods actually do? Derp, excellent question. What it does is, okay, you can't use, when you use, okay, they just display your power and joules. No, 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 no. Okay, let me get back to the other screen. Temperature, well, it's not really temperature control. It's more of a temperature protect. Kanthal, your resistance level barely changes whatsoever with heat. The reason that they use nickel wire on these temperature control mods is because as nickel heats up, the resistance changes. Okay, and they figured out a way to calculate from the way the resistance changes on those coils as to what temperature it'll be at. So if you set, like on a temperature control mod like this, so this is set to 26 joules, okay? And the joules on this is kind of like a gas pedal in your car, okay? So when you crank up your joules, that's how fast it's going to get to the see, I have it set to 420 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So when I hit this fire button, it may take 2, maybe 3 seconds to get, where does it show what temperature it's set at? Okay, let me show you on the other screen because that was kind of hard to read. Maybe it'll, whoops, let me flip the screen. There we go. Well, hell, it focused better on the other camera. Yeah, but the temperature's right there. I can set this to power mode and it'll go to watts. That'll say watts instead of J. But, okay, gotcha. I understand. And all that does is, what it does is it keeps you from, say if you get run out of liquid or something, what it's going to do is, since it's out of liquid, obviously if something's wet, it's not going to catch on fire, okay? So when it runs out of juice, the heat builds up really quick on that coil, and this will detect that. It'll say, hey, I hit 400 degrees real quick, and it's not staying cool, and it'll say dry, no oil, no juice, or something like add juice. I forget what it says, but oh, Derp, that's what I'm here for, man. If I can help, if I can explain something to you, I'm gonna do it. That's what I'm here for, bud. Now there's some DNA 40 devices that, even though they claim to have temperature protection, don't work very well. Like the the M80 mod. It will sit there and fry your cotton before it ever goes into temperature protect. So a good way to check that on any one of these temp control mods is to put plain old white cotton on there with no juice on it and fire it. And if you set it at low enough, if you set it about 420 where I have it, and it burns that cotton, then it's not doing what it's supposed to do. One of the clone mods, if you do want one that I know for a fact works, because everybody I've seen that's bought one has tested it and it works, is that Chana mod that Angel Sig sells. It's a DNA 4, well, it's a 40 watt temperature control device, and I vaped them, and every test I've seen done with that one, it actually works. What mod is this? Love to Vape. This is the SX Mini M class. This is the new SX. I'll show you them both together. That way you won't be confused. This is the original SX Mini with a J wrap on it. So as you can see, it's set to watts. So I have it set at 22 watts. This is the SX Mini M class, and they're very similar in size. This one's a little thicker, but they rounded off the bottom, which I thank them so much for. This was so sharp, it got on my nerves. They rounded off, they made the buttons smoother instead of it being kind of catchy. This one's so much smoother. It's all been rounded off instead of having really sharp edges. The screen's bigger. This has temp, so you can see this one's set to joules right now, so it's in temperature control mode. And this one's in watts. But this one definitely weighs more than the original. This is 9.5 ounces. I forget what this one is, but this was kind of heavy. How would I rate that for a newbie? Love to Vape. If I was you and you do not plan on trying, unless you are looking for temperature control, I wouldn't go with this. Now, if you're looking into diving into Is the DNA 40 better for investment than a Provari? Well, let me answer Love to Vape first, and then I'll get to you. Um, Love to Vape. It depends. Are you interested in getting into temp control mods, or you just you just want something to vape and be able to change your wattage and stuff? If that's the case, I mean, this is great. This has got a great comfort feature for the hand, without a doubt. It's a little bit more pricey than you would do on some of the other regulated mods that you can buy. A lot of the variable wattage mods that you can buy, like say a Sigeli, would be a easy route to go. This is the this is a Sigeli 100 watt. This will do pretty much anything you need it to do, and it's reliable. I've never had a one issue out of this. A lot of the new DNA 40 chips, if they're made by Evolve, these aren't, have screen issues, and I have a couple of those right here. There's the Vapor Shark. Let me see if my screen's gonna work okay. Oh wow, it's working right. Oh, it's dead though. But sometimes my screen will go completely nuts on this thing. It always works. Don't get me wrong now. It always works, but the screen will go garbled or start scrolling and does all kinds of weird stuff. And this is the Vapor Shark RDNA. Then I also have the regular Vapor Shark, probably somewhere in front of me because it's so darn small. There it is. This is the regular Vapor Shark DNA 40. This one also does temp control. Much smaller screen though. And I've had this screen mess up once. I haven't sent it back yet, Tracy. I'm thinking about it. But these do 40 watts. Very small. I mean, this is very small, as you can see. So if you want a really small mod, I mean, here's a 30 ml bottle to give you an idea. Very small mod. These are like 169. The bigger Vapor Shark is 189. But you can buy a Sigeli. You can buy the Sigeli 150 watt for 89 bucks at JJ Vapes. So yeah, Manimal, I'm not dissing the fact that the mod works great. It does. The screen's the only thing I had the issue with. And Provari, Kolsky, I know you're saying is a DNA 40 a better investment than the Provari. The problem with the Provari is even the newest one goes up to what, 30 watts? If 30 watts is enough for you and it satisfies you, then a Provari is a great device. Provari is one of the most reliable mods that they ever made. I mean, they're old school. They are true old school. And yeah, they were the king 2 years ago. You're right. You could drop that thing off a freaking 4-story building and pick it up and still vape on it. They are the bomb. If you don't want, I'm more for flavor than clouds. Kolsky, a lot of your flavor that you're going to find depends on the mod that you buy to go on top of it. It's not all about the wattage. You can actually get really great flavor off of a higher ohm coil at low wattage. What would I suggest upgrading from an Ego? Tough question. Love to Vape, do you want to start dripping? Yeah, if you want a mod, if you're going from an Ego, yeah, I would definitely go with something like an iStick. And to be honest, I would get an iStick 50 watt. You could get a 20 or 30 watt, but if you get a 50 watt, you could vape really low if you wanted, or if you decided to upgrade, if you decided in the future, hey, I want more watts, you could do that. The 50 watt right now is pretty cheap. I mean, you can go with the lower wattage ones if you would like, but I just like the battery life on the 50 watt. It's 4400 mAh. They last a long darn time. Yes, you know what the problem is? The 50s are having problems, Freak Mac, because people are hooking chargers up to them that's higher than 1 amp, and it's blowing out the chip in there. If you do get an iStick 50 watt, do not use more than a 1 amp charger on them damn things, and then you shouldn't have any issues. I really think it's a user issue. Oh, not that? Something else? Okay. Oh, they're getting juice behind the button. Wow, how much were, yeah. how much juice could they possibly get in an ice stick to get juice behind the fire button? I have heard of people, yeah, Three Dog had one do it, and hers was weird because she said the fire button got stuck or something, but yet she was able to turn it off. If the fire button was stuck, she wouldn't be able to turn it off because you have to 5-click the fire button to turn it off. If it wasn't reading it, it wouldn't turn off. Hey, Joe P., what's up? So, yeah, Sean B., maybe it had a little glitch. I don't know. Maybe she really did have juice behind there and it was wet, and as she moved the button around, it cleared itself up. I don't know. I would have had to look at it or take it apart to find out. Yeah, she was auto firing. So I've had what mod have I ever had auto fire? The only one I've ever had auto fire is my ZNA, believe it or not. The ZNA. Freaking expensive ass mod, and it auto fired, but I've had it repaired since and hadn't had a problem, but I've technically only vaped on it twice since I got it fixed, so it's like brand new now. Um, oh, DJ Davids, hell, I've been vaping on other stuff. I've been cycling through mods here, so we're going to go back to the sub tank now. Oh, look, there's a bubble going up. See the bubble? Whoop. Okay. Love to vape, and you know what? It's important to do that research, because you want to buy something that you know is a good device and you're not going to have issues with it. Then I'm right there with you. You can't do enough research. Definitely check out all the mods that are out there. There's so many now to choose from. Find something that you like, that's comfortable in the hand, that has the battery life that you like, and you're good to go. And I got, is it possible you... Oh, sure. Okay. Show you the base of the sub tank. Sure, DJ Davids. I did not cut it really deep, so all I did was I cut into the channels a little bit. But I will take it back apart and I'll show you what I did to the base. Right now it's still vaping really good. I hate taking it apart. Damn thing's vaping perfect. So let's take the base off the sub tank mini and set this over to the side. Oh, damn, Rage is in here. Pay no attention to this mat or the logo that says, I know he's like, hey, man, show the RBA logo that's over in the corner. RBA supplies. There it is. Man, I can't hardly move my camera around right. There we go. Okay.
What's up, Daddy? It's Friday. You're supposed to be
Okay. The center looks sexy. I know it is. It's a sexy looking mat without a doubt. Now I'm off center. Damn it. Freaking Lucidius. Is that better? Hopefully. No. All right. Let me try and get it to where it's centered up a little better. How about that? All right, here we go. Now, what I did on this, if y'all were here at the beginning of the show, you would have saw, I took my my rebuildable section, if I can talk today, rebuildable section for my sub-tank mini, and I took a Dremel to it. And let me take the chimney section off. So you can see right here, everything still looks stock. That's the same hole that you would normally see on a regular RBA section, or regular, yeah, for the sub-tank mini. Wow, I got it tight on there. There we go. So what I did is I took the Dremel and I kind of went in this channel just a little bit. Just Dremeled just a little bit down in there on each side. Now it's focusing. There we go. Now maybe you can see. All I did was Dremel through here just a little bit to make it a little wider so that it could accept some higher VG juices without giving me freaking dry hits. And then my wick is just coming down and just touching the deck. That's all you want, just barely touching the deck. And then I'm going to screw this back on here, and hopefully we don't get any dry hits now that I've taken it all apart. Make sure when you put these on that this is tight. Mine's on there so tight now I can't move it because I've had this apart, and then if this is not tight at the bottom, you'll get your ohm readings all over the freaking place. So make sure that's tight. Then you can screw your base back on, or your rebuildable section back onto your base. I still think the K-Fun Mini, the Sub-Tank Mini is the best one out of the 4 so far. Just because it's 22 millimeter, best airflow, easiest to swap out. I mean, the Sub-Tank Plus, yeah, it's cool, and it's pretty much, I think it's a supersized version of this. That's what it is. So I think it's just, personal preference. If you want the bigger sub, I keep trying to call this a K-Fun, man. Well, thank you, Love to Vape. Um, if you like the bigger version of the Sub-Tank, which I have the older version sitting over here, that's fine too. But the Sub-Tank Plus actually comes with different O-rings in here too, so you can put up red or black. They come with some black O-rings. It might as well be a K-Fun. Derp. No, this is way better than a K-Fun, dude. I have a million K-Funs here, and I still like the vape better than the K-Fun does. Now we need to see if this thing is going to dry hit, and I mean, I honestly have not got one dry hit off of it. And I mean, I literally I dremeled on it for like 5 to 10 seconds on each side, and I barely was touching it. It was basically a file top Dremel, and I just just barely hit it, and that was enough. I've had a Kraken. I still got a Kraken somewhere. As far as Jennies go, though, I would recommend the Origin V2 Jenny. The only downfall I hate about the Origin V2 is it doesn't hold enough juice. I mean, I blow through juice in that thing. I'm trying to see if I got it handy, but I don't see it. I was just vaping on it the other day. I mean, I switch mods so constantly, dude. Or dude, like all of y'all are named dude. No, sorry. There's Derringers. I got all my Sub-Tanks sitting there. A great RDA for flavor. Oh, there's the other side of the freaking Atlantis. It's way over there. The drip tip's missing out of it. Okay, that's weird. Texan, this is 76 VG 24 PG. Very high VG juice. That's why I did this way, because I wanted to see if it could handle the higher. This is almost 80% VG. Yes, in a Sub-Tank, 70-30 is okay. The Marquee, flavor-wise, excellent RDA. And I know a lot of people are probably having issues building on the Marquee, but I still think it's one of the easiest RDAs to build on. It's just, once you get the hang of how to do it, you'll be knocking these things out left and right. I'm waiting for wire right now from Lucidius. I ordered some 24 gauge. I don't know if his sale's still going, but if it is, y'all might want to check that out. Rage, is your sale still going on Canthal? Because he has an excellent deal going, if it is. I think it's going through this weekend. I do believe the coupon's colors are cool, or colors or something. Colors are sweet. I don't remember the coupon code. But that makes the 100-foot rolls of Kenthal like $7.40 or something like that, which is an excellent deal. And all his wires color-coded, so depending on which gauge wire you use, all you got to do is look at the roll and see what color it is, and you don't have to go, oh, I need my glasses to see what freaking gauge this is. I can see colors fine. It's this small writing. Color labels rock. Thank you, Texan. Color labels rock. That is the code. Yeah, VULIVE was one code, but he has a code just to buy Canthal with right now. So you might want to check that out, rbasupplies.com. Check out his wires, the wire he's got in there. This mat is also, this mat that y'all see me building on, that came from RBA Supplies. He's trying to string me out on his website or something. VULIVE is 10% off. I believe the code that he's using for color is 20%. I could be wrong. I mean, Lucidius, if you're paying attention or around, you can, correct me anytime. He's probably off doing something. He's probably over wrapping some more Canthal. If I can find, well, I probably can't find it. I was going to show y'all a build on a marquee, but I don't think I'll be able to find the rods, and they're very important to have. They're probably in my Rolly kit, which would be impossible to open and get to. But I may rebuild my turbo, or what else can we do? The billow's always a great device. I need some juice to put in there. Which one is that, Tracy? The marquee? I mean, for the price, even for the clone, I own the authentic and I own the clone. Yes, great Addy. You know what we can do? I don't have to. Well, I do need the building rods. Darn it, I need those building rods. Whoa, I'm knocking mods over. Let's see if I can find the building rods real quick. They are in the. I know where they're in. They're in the tube that the. Oh, we are in the house, man. We are in the house. All right, let's switch over. Here's my building rods. I was scared that I misplaced them somewhere, but I have them. This is the authentic, and I think what we're going to be building on is the clone, but they're the same thing, so who cares? This is the Marquee RDA. Great flavor Addy. I mean, highly recommend this thing. If you're not in for clouds and you want flavor, this is one to be reckoned with for sure. Let's screw this base down. Let me see if this is the real one. Nope, this is the clone. Okay. I can tell by the serial number on it. But they did a great job. They even used the same kind of stainless steel, 304 stainless steel, like the authentic. So let's pop this bottom piece on here. This, and the easy way to fill this, you can just pop the top off, fill it up, put the top back on. Very simple. I mean, you don't have to pull the whole cap. No, I'm not going to use Ready X with it. I like the way that cotton works in this really well, so we're not going to do that. This is actually probably a new build in here, but we will rebuild it. Not a big deal. Let's grab a screwdriver. This is an awful small screwdriver to use. I guess I could get my Coil Master DIY kit out, and that screwdriver is not even going to work. Where's my Phillips at? This is flathead, I think. But it works just fine. Oh, really? Nice, Big Rog. I did not know that. There is one simple trick that you need to remember when you build the Marquee RDA. If you're building vertical coils like this in here, you build this coil clockwise, this coil counterclockwise. And I will show you why. It makes wicking and everything else that much easier when you do that. Alright, let me get some of this old juice out of here. There we go. So there's the marquee. I will try to zoom in on this a little better. There we go. So, now, I do recommend using at least 26 gauge Canthal on this, just because it's a lot easier to trap if you're using 26 gauge. 24 gauge works great also. Hopefully I have some wire handy. There's 32 gauge. That's not going to happen. 22 gauge is too much. Here's some 26 gauge. That's what we're talking about. There we go. And instead of me using the Coil Master, I'm actually going to use the build rods because I want y'all to see, in case you don't have a Coil Master, how it's done with these instead of a Coil Master. You can use either one you want, but I usually do the next to the biggest size. I think these go up to 4 millimeters, so it's 4 millimeter, 3.5, 3, and 2.5 as far as the build rods go. So you take the two biggest ones, move the small ones out of the way, and then I'm going to use the smaller side of the big ones. And these just, you can see these holes down in here on the deck. That's where these rods go. So well, I don't want to use the big side. I want to use the small side. These just lock down in there like that. So after you build your coil, you can set these rods up in here, and it keeps the rods perfectly straight with your airflow that's going to come in from right there and right there. Yeah, we're going to use 26 gauge. This is 26 gauge. I'm sorry. Soon I will have some 24 gauge, and I'll be using that on the marquee. So we're going to get a couple pieces of this off here, and I'll show you how easy this can be to build. It's really a simple addy. I mean, if you've done it a couple times, you're like, man, I can knock this out. And it literally, I can do this in less than 5 minutes. But I try to go slow so y'all can see. I don't want to. Oh man, I can't see what you did. Yes, 28 will work. Yes, 28 will work fine, Tracy. I just prefer the flavor, and this is a little thicker, so it's easier to adjust the coils. Thank you, Country Pammy. Oh crap, I forgot all about. Never mind. I'll get to that. So what we're going to do here, if you start with the left side, which is what I'm going to do, this is the clockwise one. So we're going to do 9 wraps on this smaller section. So all you do is leave yourself a little bit of slack, and then we're going to do 9 wraps. 1, 2, 3, or do I do? No, I don't do 9 wraps. 4, 5, 6, 7 wraps. Oh, let's do 8 wraps. We'll do 8 wraps. There we go. So we got 8 wraps done right there, and I don't need that much wire, so I'm going to cut some of this off. Then you can leave this right on your post and just slide this down in here until it locks in. And the easy thing about this is they already tied a line up. As you can see, this is the ground. It's trying to go under this screw, and here's the positive. I got to take that screw all the way out. I usually don't leave that in there, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out now. Because do not lose that screw, because that screw is very important. Keep it over there out of the way. Your positive, all you have to do is go around one of these little crown pieces. I don't know if it's going to focus. Let me make sure this post stays in there good. And then just curve it back. So that's all I'm doing right there. Just pulling it around one of these little castle pieces, I guess you would call it, and then pulling it back the opposite way. And it usually holds in pretty good place, just like that. And then the ground, I'm going to just kind of go up under that Phillips head screw and tighten it down. And it is done. I'm just going to, oops, I didn't get it tight enough, did I? Let's try this again. And I missed the whole thing. Yeah, it's hell to get old. Alright. Even though it's already trying to line itself up, I can still screw it up. Just leave it to Scuba. I'll screw it up. How is that pushing out? I know one thing, it don't push out on the authentic, not a bit. I'll just make sure this goes back around. Stay. Look at that. Every time. It is really easy to do. The Authentic's got a little bit bigger head screws. I've never had a problem with like this though. This just does not want to catch. Hold on, maybe it's because of the way I got this bent. There we go. I usually just pull it down straight. I don't curve it around, and that may be what's ticking it off. There we go. Well, I just squeezed it out. And that maybe I'm putting too much pressure on that screw and it's pushing the wire out from up underneath it. And that didn't work either. Fine, I'll do it the other way. Then I know it'll stay. Jeez. Thus the reason in wanting for 24 gauge, because I like the way it fits in here better. There we go. I bet you it don't go nowhere now because it has no choice. Much better. Snap this piece off. Wobble, 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 break. There we go. So now I have that side in and tight. And then we're going to do the other coil, and this one we're going to wrap counterclockwise. If I can see where I put that, there it is. Yeah, 24 I think provides the best flavor out of this, but I don't have 24 yet. I'll have it, I think Monday is when my order from Lucidius will be here. 1, 2, 3, and I can't see what the heck I'm doing. Let's back this up. I haven't done counterclockwise in a while. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. Stay. I'm going to slide this up and kind of scooch these together because I did kind of jack that coil up. Cut off some of this slack. And same thing, you can leave it on the post, slide it down in here. I usually try to get the positive out of the way because otherwise you have issues putting it in. Come on, lock down in there. There we go. I'll hook the positive back around just like that. Negative, if it doesn't give me any issues, where's my little screwdriver at? I'm blind. Yeah, this is the marquee that we're working on right now. And I'm sorry if I can't catch chat, but I'm got my magnifying goggles. I can't see half of what I'm doing. This one I'm going to trap hopefully at the bottom where it needs to be trapped. Yeah, that one trapped fine. I'm just going to cut it though instead of trying to wobble it because I don't want it to come loose. There we go. Wrong screwdriver again. And then while you have it like this, let me hook these back around since they popped off. I'm messing around with it too much. There we go. Now that they're hooked around, this is when you put your positive screw back in. Hopefully without dropping the screw like I do every time. Come on, get in your hole. This is where I should have used the right screwdriver. Fine, I will get that screwdriver out. I sure will, because this is getting on my nerves. Hold on. Well, once you go in your home, I know, right? I do have magnetic screwdrivers. It came in my Coilmaster kit. It says Coilmaster right there on it. Spick a Phillips out of there. Sounds good to me. These will probably take a while to get good and magnetic, but since it's brand new. But it's going to hold the screw a lot better in place so I can actually get, well, my goggles on. I can actually probably put it in there without screwing it up. There we go. And then all you have to do is cut the positive leads, you know, up close to it. That's done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my coils how I like them on each side. I usually try to take them and push them up off the deck a little bit. This is all before I fire it and pretty the coils up and all that good stuff. Sometimes they just stay pretty, but usually after all that bending and moving around on it, it puts a little space in them. There we go. So once you have it like this, you can just pop these rods out and your coils will be straight lined up with everything, and then that one just bent over because it's wanting to be a pain in the butt, but once I heat this up it won't. So we'll check the ohm reading on it first, and it's going to go up some once I heat up these coils and tighten them down. So 0.58 is what I'm showing right now. That's fine. I like that range. So let's get a mod we can fire this up on. Let's take my Sigeli. It doesn't have to be a Sigeli, but and then I do have ceramic tweezers now, thank goodness. Finally. So I can grab ceramic tweezers, and they also came in my my kit, my Coil Master kit. So I'm just going to fire this until it warms up a little bit. Then I'm going to straighten these out a little bit because they've definitely went crooked on me. And I let it cool down, and I know I can fire this with me holding it, but I wonder why my Kenthal's catching on fire. I have no juice in there. Maybe I had a little bit. Oh, I just totally screwed that coil. Look at there. Fire and destroy a coil. I don't know what I made it touch, but I sure did. Go figure. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know, unless I touched against something that I didn't see. Alright, we're going to have to speed this up now. That sucked. I know, right? Well, I usually don't have any issues, Love to Vape, at all. But I haven't done any builds like this in a little while because I've been just relaxing, and now I'm not seeing my 2086 gauge either. Really? I mean, I could lose it. Ow! Anything. Give it to me. I'll lose it. There it is. Jeez. Alright. Let's grab another piece. We're going to knock this one out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Cut off some of this slack. Wow, that's too close. Are you kidding me? Where's the top of the other one? You ever get one of them days where you just like, screw it? Because that's what I feel like right now. Maybe I was squeezing too hard. I don't know, DeMillan. I mean, I had ceramic tweezers, so it can't be that I was arcing out. I just totally ruined 2 coils somehow, though. I get ceramic tweezers and it causes me issues. I'll go back to my metal ones, you know. No, if it's going to give me issues. This coil's done. It just will not stay under that screw. I don't get it. This camera's too close. Oh, when I squeezed it, it caused a hot leg. It caused something because it looked like it just fried instantly when I did that. And who knows what wattage this was set at. I mean, I thought I had it low, but I could be wrong. It just will not stay under this screw. The right side was fine. This one's like, no, I don't want to. There, take that. This works every time. Okay, everything still looks good on that one now. Any idea what I did to cause super explosion of 2 coils at the same time? Counterclockwise. Awesome, DeMillan. I'm glad you got that taken care of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that one tried to overloop. Stop that. 7 and 8. That one was way off. Alright. So back to the mod. Hopefully I'm still on cam. I can't tell. Positive. I'm going to get the negative locked down first. Positive. Hook it around. Done. Where's my screw at? Right here. That's not the screw. That's the coil. This is funny because at the beginning of this, I was like, yeah, I can build this in 5 minutes. Well, considering I haven't built it in months and months. And then I try to use some ceramic tweezers, and man, I'm telling you, that screw was right here on top of this mat. There's no way it could have disappeared. I'm literally losing my mind. Where is the screw? Where could it have gone? It's gone. Not fun today. Not fun. Causing much issues. It's not in the addy. It's not here on the mat, which is where it was. I made it a point to move it back out of the way where I wouldn't lose it, but I did. I've knocked it somewhere really far away. Should just done it with my authentic, which the authentic never gives me a problem building it. But the clone's still really good build quality. It's just, it don't like trapping the wires as good. And I can't find a screw to put back in there. So I'm going to have to 86 the whole freaking build because there's no screw to tighten it down with. The positive. Wow. Asbestos, yeah, he probably, yeah, I know you got one over there, bud. Mine just completely disappeared, and I'm looking right here and going, where the hell did it go? I did just, asbestos, we did just Dremel out the Kanger Subtank Mini, and it hasn't gave me a dry hit yet. I actually took off very little, just to see if it would help, and it seems like it's done a major improvement. Check my SIB box. Son of a bitch. Look at this, guys. I'm glad you said check my SIB box, but here's my Sigelli, right? Freaking magnets on the damn Sigelli. Jesus. That is freaking hilarious. Okay, now we can continue. Thanks, Asbestos, for giving me the idea to look at the mod. Oh, you said it, Big Dave? I'm sorry I missed it, bud. Well, if you said it, then credit goes to you. I did not see that. I should have thought, oh, maybe it stuck to my mod, but I wasn't even thinking about the Sigelli having magnets on it. I know the SIB's got some strong magnets. They're ridiculously strong. I gotta get this screw started before I can even try and get on cam. And the last time I did this, the darn coils both snapped on me, which don't make any sense, but they did. Not just one, both. Alright, first let's just double check this and make sure I got these coils the way I want them. It's not actually too bad. I kind of try to level them up on each side. There we go, just like that. Let's take these rods out. And let's see where the wattage was. Well, it was a little high on watts, but I mean, it was like 46 watts. I don't need that, especially when I'm trying to warm up the coils. So now we're down at like 28 watts. Where did my ceramic tweezers go? After I almost caught everything on fire. Okay, that side looks good. Let's get this side looking that good. What do y'all think? Glowing right? I think we're good right there. Alright, so now all we have to do is put some wick in there, which you can do a couple different ways, since I'm so flustered today and can't seem to do a damn thing right. You can get a small screwdriver and shove the wick down through these holes, or you can just, which is the easier, I mean, that's probably the best way to do it, especially if you use the larger diameter post when you build your coils. So let's just take, we probably only need one piece of this, to be honest. Take this, and I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to peel off this whatever hell layer they put on this thing from each side. Kind of even out. Ouch! Goggles are killing me. Hey, Paw Paw, how's it going? Sorry if I missed something in chat. I got these goggles on and I can't see a damn thing. So you can lay this across, but I'm going to kind of do it this way. I'm going to do it just like that. Boom. And then I'm going to push it down in there until I get it nice and fluffy up at the top. That's that side. We'll have to cut a little bit of that off. Take off that outside layer. I'm just making the point where it's easy for me to kind of pop this in with a screwdriver. That's all I'm doing. Push that in, down through. Bingo. Now what you want to do on this, you don't want these big fluffy tops, because if you do, it's not going to produce much vapor that way. So I cut these down as close as I can to the coils. So we got this afterwards. After all that, it finally looks decent. And you just got to make sure that your wick goes down and touches the bottom of your juice well. Oh, you're welcome, vape dude. Let's find some juice we're going to put on here. And I got some juice from asbestos, but I don't think I brought it in the house, unfortunately, because I was darn sure going to try it. Ooh, that's the chocolate. I wonder what the hey, asbestos, have you tried the chocolate inside the marquee? Because if not, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put the chocolate. This is a chocolate that asbestos makes that is honestly, I mean, just being truthful, is the best chocolate I've ever had, which is saying a lot since I've went through a million chocolates. And most of the chocolates I've had have been mint chocolate or Girl Scout cookie chocolate. So we're going to try this chocolate on the marquee since it gives outstanding flavor. And we're going to see how good it is. And if it's really good, then that'll be the new one to try this chocolate in, bud. Because it's smelling really good right now, and I want to see what this marquee is going to do with it. Okay, now we can bump the watts up a little bit too. I'm going to go up to at least 30 watts. How about that? 0.6 ohm coil is what we got right now. Oh yeah, that's going to be quite tasty. You have a Choco Mint? See, yeah, most of them are mint. And I'm trying to, that's what I'm saying. I want to get away from the chocolate mint and be just chocolate. So that's what we got. Now, we move on to the next problem. Where'd the top of the marquee go? I'm telling y'all, I could lose anything. Yeah, Cryo, you're right. I am losing everything tonight. Well, you know what would have helped if I would have cleaned my freaking desk off. I got home late from work today, and that was my own fault, but I did. Let's see if we can find it. Well, it's not stuck to my mod this time. I was popping it off to show y'all something, and I had it all right here, I thought. I pushed everything out of the way. Yeah, we had fun, asbestos. You're right. I completely forgot. I was like, oh crap, I got a show to do tonight, and I was like, man, I better rush my tail home. So that was my own fault for not being really prepared and not having the common sense not to lose the cap to my freaking mod. I just had it. Well, maybe it's, no, it's not right there. All right. Well, we could always throw the Atlantis top. No, that won't work. I've done went through every. Oh, there we go. I found it. It was way over there, guys. You think I need more juice on there now? Yeah, I probably do need a little more juice. All right, let's juice it up some more. And you know what else it needs? It needs that a little bit closer. This, you'd be surprised how much making this cotton really close to the coils makes it fire better. There we go. Okay, let's see what chocolate tastes like this. I'm gonna line up my air holes in the back. Wow. Man, asbestos, that's a winner, dude. I'm just letting you know that's a freaking winner. That's really good. I'm gonna need some more. Go ahead and get that set up. We're gonna need a bunch more of that. Wow. If only we had smell-o-vision or vape-o-vision. Yeah, asbestos. Look, my hair's gone, dude. I told you I'd have it gone. So, yep, I get rid of all the long hair that I had. Now I look almost bald again. Wow, R. Kelly. Here's an awesome blend: chocolate, coffee, caramel, vanilla, and cream. Violent. That sounds really good. 90% VG. Wow. That is just freaking great for chocolate. Um, Asbestos, did you get to see the DIY Coil Master kit? Well, I was showing it, but mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, you saw Robbie's? Okay, cool. Oh, that's right, Robbie. Well, Robbie did a review on the Coil Master DIY kit. Man, I'm glad this does come in a kit, because if it didn't, I'd probably lose parts to it. At least I know with this, I know where everything goes and goes back. Let me show y'all one thing that Robbie did not show in his video, just so y'all know, in case you do pick up one of these kits. This is the Coil Master DIY kit. Comes with ohm reader, needs batteries, does not come with batteries. Coil Master, scissors, place to put spare coils, or you can pop this out if you want and use it to put cotton and wire, whatever you want in there. Offset tweezers, screwdriver with 4 flathead, 4 Phillips, ceramic tweezers, pliers slash cutters, and then another pair of cutters. And see this hole right here? Right here? This is for your ohm reader. So if you put your ohm reader in backwards, when you close this, it's not going to line up, so don't do that. Put your ohm reader with the holes up top. That way, man, I can't get all this on camera. I'm trying to. Let me back up a little bit more. There we go. That way, when this closes up, it lines up with that hole right there, and then you won't have your foam getting all messed up. What's the accuracy on the ohm reader? GSXR, this is probably one of the best accurate ohm readers I've seen so far. I could show you my ohm reading. All right, I will show you. Let's break it down. I was really impressed with the thing. It actually works better than some of the ones I have, that's for darn sure. So let's break out, well, I'll have to move batteries around or something. This one I think's got batteries. No, really? There we go. And I actually took this ohm reader apart and put a Fat Daddy 510 in here. So now we have 2 ohm readers. Let's see what we got showing. So this shows 0.6 on my Sigelli, which is only a tenth. So it doesn't really show the full reading, but we're going to see what both of these ohm readers show. .618. Not bad. I mean, it could have been .618. I don't know. Yes, I do love to vape. I'll get you that link in just a second. .56. There's the link to the kit right there.
I need something I can poke down in the water thing. An iron, something small, nail, little needle, what, something. See, I know you would have something.
Oh, okay. 0.56. What do you know? I'm wondering which one's the closest to being right. 0.55. Let's try something that has a double digit. Let's go with this. Because I want to see what it really shows. I mean, because different mods are going to show different readings no matter what. This is showing 0.59 on my SX Mini. So far it was, one of them showed 0.61, one of them showed 0.55. And then, but some of my devices are showing 0.6. Let's see what the good old RDNA shows. 0.59. So 0.59. Yeah, you know which one shows off the worst is my USA home meter. This one, since I put a Fat Daddy 510 on it, has come out a lot better. Before I put the Fat Daddy 510, it was way off. Let me show y'all what it's showing now. So it's 0.589. That's right there. So that's really close. Now if I take these batteries out of this, I'll show y'all, and put it in my USA one, it's going to be like way off, or it was. Watch it call me a liar now. And I thought USA home readers was, you know, pretty accurate. So 0.54. So they're all still within the right first digit, which is the main one you have to worry about. But it's just all, you know, I guess personal preference. I do like the fact, I'll show you why, one of the reasons why I like this. 0.55. This has a voltmeter and an ohm reader. But like where this one before, if you had two on here, say if you had a 30 millimeter Addy, if you screwed on this, it hit right here, which got on my nerves. This one is lifted, raised, so you can put whatever size Addy you have on there and it'll still fit. And you can also put Ego Thread style on there, which is pretty cool. So okay, let's cut off some of these ohm readers and get them out of the way. But yeah, this chocolate on here is freaking phenomenal. Okay, where'd I put this? We cannot forget to keep vaping this strawberry because I'm trying to check to see if you can screw a mech mod onto the voltmeter. Yeah, there you go. To check voltage, correct. Oh. The strawberry, not one dry hit so far. And I would think on a normal coil or normal build that I've had in here, every time I've built this, it would what a generation where we smoke chocolate. I know, right, Violent? I'm right there with you. Oh, I can vape chocolate now and pizza, and I don't even have to eat. Cryo, if you have a Harbor Freight, you can probably go buy one of the really cheap $9 ones just for this job. I mean, if it's not something you like, oh, I'm going to need a Dremel all the time, then don't invest the money on a full-blown Dremel if you don't have to. I know that Harbor Freight has them really cheap, like a little cheap one, but it's enough to get this job done. And I honestly did not cut a lot out. If you look at the little indenture on the deck, you just kind of go down just a little bit with that to make it curve a little better, and that was it, man. Now it's getting juice the way it's supposed to. Not one dry hit. Not a one. That's a 22 watts though. Now, I don't know if I crank the wattage up, it may not be able to keep up. Don't you think I should do at a 0.6 ohm coil, I should be able to do 30 watts, right? Let's go up to 30 watts. Now we're at 30 watts. Oh, that's so much better. I'm running out of battery power though. I have more batteries. We're going to swap the battery real fast on the SX Mini. Man, I had that in there tight. Because I would hate to just, underperform because the battery's getting low. See you, Frog. And Coilmaster sent me a shirt too. I don't know if y'all have noticed. Well, hell, you couldn't tell. Right here. This is a 2XL shirt, okay? I wear 2XL, but this is tight on me. So if you normally wear an extra large, definitely order 2XL because I wear 2XL and this is tight. So it's basically the same size as an XL for Americans. Different size chart for them guys, I guess. All right, let's grab a new battery. It's all muscles. Yeah, right, Vapedom? Oh, man, I'm glad Vapedom said something. If y'all have not checked out the Vapedom, y'all might want to do that. It's kind of like, it's not Facebook, don't say it's Facebook, but it's a place similar to Facebook, but just for vapors. So, where you got Facebook and you're looking around to find vaping stuff, it can be difficult because Facebook is about everything, and the Vapedom is just about vaping. And if I can get, well, it's not just vaping. I mean, they obviously have their own little conversations going on in there. A lot of reviewers are in there already. Host, you name it. I will give y'all a link. If I can get my SX Mini screwed back in here. Or the battery. There we go. Back over here. What's up, Camo Joe? That should be a link right to it right there. Thevapedom.com. And then, like I said, if you go look, it looks similar to Facebook. Definitely join, be a member on there, man. They got a lot of folks in there and a lot of good, helpful info in there also. So check them out. Okay, firing the SX Mini back up with my own little logos and stuff. Whoo! Definitely stronger now. I mean, I got it at 30 watts, but I only took one hit off of it. Oh, you're very welcome, Vapedom. I'm sorry I don't mention it more often, dude. Cryo Dog, I gotta be honest, man. It's not giving me a dry hit. Not at all. I may even go a little further with it just to make it that much better. I don't want it to even think about hitting a dry hit. I want to be able to turn my wattage up. I want, put a lower ohm coil in there and really crank up the watts. And to do that, I would have to cut it a little deeper. I know I would. There's no way. You wouldn't be able to keep up. Wow. 30 watts. Cryo, I'm right there with you, man. Okay, see you, Asbestos. The dry hits were killing me because, it's like, man, I really like this tank, but, after a couple minutes, it starts dry hitting no matter what freaking cotton build I put in there. What Dremel do I have? DeMillan, let me show you. I got some Dremel that I had my wife pick up for me around Christmas time from Sam's Club. I have a cordless one, but I'd rather use the corded one. That way I know that the power is going to stay steady to it all the time. I don't know, whatever Dremel this is. Oh, this one's not even made by Dremel, is it? It said it was. Figures. It's got 6 speeds. I had it turned down to its lowest setting. What bit did I use? Oh, look, there's my cotton. This is like a little sander type bit. I don't know if you can see it. It has like a grate to it. And it's, it's at an angle. So I was able to lay that down in that channel and just widen it open just a little bit. And if you really want to widen it the opposite way, you can go in from this route. But I went straight down, even with it. And then let it drill, which is going to be wider at the top, which is what I wanted. That's a diamond tip? Okay, well there you go. That's what I used. It came in a kit. Where's my little kit? It's just the only one that looked like it would work out of the kit, so I wouldn't screw it up too bad. You know what I mean? Because they got some bits that are huge, and you don't want to use those. And I don't see where I put it because I cannot keep track of anything. That's me. Oh, there it is. Oh, there we go. This is the kit that I used right here. So that bit was like right up here. It's got polishing compound, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it seems to be working really good for me. I recommend doing it. If you have a Dremel or you're not and you don't think you might screw it up, I would go for it. Still loving the Squonker SIB box. This thing has been excellent. For the price of this mod with the Addy on top of it, you can't touch it. I have not seen a Squonker where you can get the Addy with it for nothing. 150 bucks. Well, it's 155, I think. Freaking great deal. What did I do with it? I can show you as an example. I'd hate to take it apart again. What can I use as an example? It'd have to have... Oh, here we go. I got something over here. There. So, pretend like this is... Let me grab this here. Oh, there you go, DeMillan. Awesome. So, pretend this is the build deck of the sub-tank. So, it has little grooves that run down just like this, except it doesn't come out. They just go straight down just like this. So all I did was I laid the Dremel in here just like this, and it just widened this up, and it made this little half moon a little bigger. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. So I just laid it in on this side, then I went to the other side and laid it in there. That was it. Then make sure your chimney still fits on okay, and I was done. I mean, really, I took a very small amount off in order to make it do what it's doing now, and it's freaking working great. I'm worried about it at 30 watts, though. I don't think it's going to keep up well. Almost feels like it's going to go dry at 30 watts. It's still okay, but it's a little warm for it. I think it'd probably function a lot better at 25 watts. Or maybe let's do 24 watts. There we go. Oh, yeah, R. Kelly, after I did that, I did go wash the bejesus out of it. So when I tried to Dremel it, I still had my cotton in the wick, and that Dremel grabbed the cotton. It was the fastest pull. What build is in there? Good question. This is a 0.61 single coil in there. Spaced coils also. I use spaced coils in the sub tank because it seems to wick a little better with the juice. So I don't use a nano coil where they're all together. Hello, Lord Goat. There we go. Thank you, Danimal. So Danimal found a link to a little cheap Dremel. For the people with sub-tank minis they're experienced in the dry hits, then yeah, I would try it. It shouldn't be that hard to do for you. Um, I would say send them to me, but that would be way too much. I'd be I'd be overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff to fix. There you go. Well, love to vape. If you have that and you have an SX Mini, now I wouldn't recommend doing like if you don't have a SX Mini. Really, I'm sorry, a sub tank Mini. If once you get the sub tank Mini, if you start experiencing the dry hits, even with the little bit of wick that I put on there, then I would recommend trying to do the Dremel. Otherwise, your juice may be a 50-50 mix or something where you don't need that. But me, I use a high VG juice. So what's the maker of the? Oh, Vapor Dawn. It is made by Grunt Vapor. If you go to gruntvapor.com, which I'll try and show you, you can barely see. It says Grunt Vapor right there. But it actually is sold through Vaporcraft. I mean, this thing comes with an authentic Loki. This is a Odin, but it's made by Loki Labs or something like that. Yeah, Loki Lab, but it's an Odin, and there's the hole. That's where your juice goes through, and then you can also see the hole in here. So it comes with this atomizer. So you have your Odin logo right there, which wow doesn't even show up good on camera. And then his logo is right here, which is a star. So when you pop this off, wow, that's on there. So when I squeeze this bottle down here, you'll see juice come up through here. See the juice? And then when you let go, it sucks all the excess back down into the bottle. Good to go. You can just vape, 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 vape. Yeah, he is working on a regulated one, Danimal. Soon to be out. That cap snaps on, and I mean it's on. It does come with two drip tips. It comes with a black one and a this stainless steel one, very small drip tip. You can put whatever drip tip you want in there, obviously. 4 magnets here, and it also has magnets here. Single 18650 MOSFET. Here's your juice bottle. It does come with a spare juice bottle, and then your tube that runs up. It's very simple made mod, but works really well for a squonker. I mean, I have not had any issues with it whatsoever. And when you have this, you got everything in one hand. You got your juice, your battery, your atom, everything's in one piece. So this is all you got to keep up with. Vapes really well for a single 18650. I can't complain one bit, not a bit. But back to this. I try to keep vaping this because I want to make sure. Oh, it's a great. Love to vape. I'll be honest with you. We just went on vacation first week of April. I used this 90% of the vacation. I mean, we were riding go-kart. We did a not 24-hour, but all-day go-kart riding. I had this with me. And this is all I had to worry about. This was in my pocket. And it has a little small BB fire button, which is really clicky. I know y'all can hear that. So that's it. I didn't have to worry about it firing in my pocket or anything, and freaking just was amazing. And this holds 12 mils of juice, I believe it is. So unlike where some of the squonkers hold like 6 mils, this is a 12 mil bottle of juice. It's gonna last you a while. It lasts me 2 or 3 days. It seems like. Because you got to think you're not wasting any juice in there, and it's not coming out of the sides. When you fill up the Addy with juice, when you let go, it sucks it back down into the bottle. No harm, no foul, no lost juice that way. Yeah, dripping and driving. I mean, this is for dripping and driving, man. Squonk. I think Valander, no, I don't think that squonkers are going to change the whole way vaping is, but I do think that squonkers are making a comeback. After people, and the only way that these things ever get really, publicized is by word of mouth. So once people use one of these, you almost have to use one to appreciate it. You know, where you're so used to dripping. When you do this, and all you have to do is push the bottle, boom, you're done. You don't have to do nothing else. It's just vape, 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 vape. All you got to worry about is changing the battery when it goes dead. Just amazing. It gives you the quality, like where everybody's like, well, I want to get a tank, but it mutes the flavor. But I want the convenience of having a tank. Okay, well, that's what you have with a squonker because you have your tank with you, but you're still dripping technically. So it's both things combined together that makes this really great to have. And I mean, for that price, hell, I've seen a lot of mods cost 150 bucks. So 150 for this, great deal. The Rio mod is even smaller than this. So if y'all want one that's even smaller, this is a standard G box, I do believe, from Hammond. If you want one even smaller, I think for like 160 or 165 you can buy a Rio, but it doesn't come with an atomizer, so you're going to spend another 40 bucks for an atomizer that's bottom fed, and you want to buy one that you'll enjoy. You know what I mean? There's so many bottom feeds, and I know there's a lot of bottom feeds. I can send them off, have them drilled, and turn them into bottom. I can have a marquee bottom feeder if I want. I may end up doing that. The Derringer is great, great bottom feeder because it has that reduced chamber, so you're getting super flavor. It's a small chamber, so it's easy to fill up with juice quick. You use less juice because you just boom, you're done. And so I would highly recommend getting like a Derringer in a bottom feeder, man, good to go. There you go, Danimal. Can you put a link to the one? Yeah, of course you can, DeMillan. Are there regulator squonkers? Perennial, as a matter of fact, I hate to tell you this, but Vapor Flask just came out with one yesterday. If you want to spend that kind of money, Vapor Flask has a squonker that just came out yesterday, the DNA 40 Vapor Flask 2.1 is a squonker, but it's $335. Just saying. Uh, there are other ones that are coming out of China right now that are going to be a lot cheaper and they're regulated. Yeah, they're 335 bucks. Well, the normal Vapor Flask is $299, so you got to think and you're only getting a single 18650. The best thing that you could have would be dual 18650, but the problem with that is you're going to take up more room. It's going to make the mod bigger. Now, if you don't mind having a bigger mod, you could get dual 18650 with a regulated chip. That would be the best of everything right there. Two 18650s, a regulated chip, and be a squonker. There's just not enough room. You would have to have room for at least 3 batteries because you have to have the 2 batteries, then room for your juice bottle to come up to be a squonker. So it couldn't be this box. It wouldn't be enough room for dual 18650 and a bottle. Unless you made the bottle to where it could fit up top somehow, but then you'd have to squonk it up there. That would be weird. But single 18650 for me, honestly, I may use 2 batteries a day on this. That's it. That's not bad. Have I tried the swirlfish? No, I have not, Danimal. Let's see what you got there, DeMillan. Oh, Angel Six has one now? No crap. And it's a squonker? Damn. Okay. That is great, man. I like that. The only thing that I hate about that is I may not like that RDA that's on top of it. Other than that, it's great. Oh, it does come with an RDA. Wow. 70 bucks? Man, I may have to get that just on the principle. I like that, DeMillan. That's a great deal, man. Thanks for posting that. I'll have to bookmark that or something. The SX350J. I have the new SX Mini with the temp control. Um, but it's not a squonker. Yeah, DeMillan, that's not a bad deal whatsoever. I mean, hell, you could pay that much for an atomizer that's bottom feed. So once you get it, you may fall in love with squonking. So be careful. Don't jump into it too quick because you'll be buying every addy in bottom feeder. Oh, I want to try this one. Oh, I want to try this one. You're in a whole new vape world all of a sudden again. They just sold out of them? Well, it says they have 26 in stock right now. The ones I'm looking at, the one that DeMillan just posted. Oh, you're talking about, oh, okay. Oh, not this round, okay. They restocked, I got you. Yeah, I just went to their page, and it says they have 20-something of them left. 26 in stock in the USA, which is awesome, which means it ships tomorrow. Well, maybe on a Saturday, I don't know. Hectic, I'm right there. I'm just like you, man. I will also use regular drippers, of course I will. But I do like the fact the squonker is just something I can grab. I know it's going to work. I know it's already got juice in there. I may need one spare battery to take with me, and I'm good. You know, I don't have to carry 8 mods with me. Oh, is this one going to work? Is this one going to work? Do I need a new juice? This, I put whatever juice I want in there, and I squeeze it up in there, and it's done. More strawberry. Well, Violent, this is the problem with that. If you charge your batteries quickly, they die faster. The slower you charge your batteries, the longer they will last. Keep that in mind. Just like my LUC V4 charger, it has half an amp charge, 1 amp charge, and 2 amp charge. If I charge it at 2 amps, yeah, it'll charge it quick, but it's going to die quicker also. So if I charge it at 0.5, it takes longer to charge, but the battery lasts a lot longer. So it depends on what you need. There you go, Hectic. Awesome. Wow, they have a 0.25. I have not seen that on the X-Star. That's cool. That's even a slower charger. So if I was going to charge my batteries overnight, I would definitely do that. Trickle charge is always better. Yeah, you're right, Danimal. Awesome. Man, I'm telling you, Cryo, I'm not getting any dry hits, bud. I still think that I should have probably opened it up just a hair more, so I may go back and hit it just one more time. But this is doing freaking way better than it used to. Just that little bit that I did. Yeah, you see me. I've been vaping it the whole show, and no problems. I'm taking big hits off of it too. Then I'll take a drink. Oh, condensation, you're hilarious. Oh, you got the new SX Mini, man. You need to piff your Dyson fan. What Dyson fan? I'm gonna hide that damn fan. I'm gonna hide it. Actually, it's getting hot outside. I should have hid it in the winter time. Yeah, you know what, Cryo? Good luck to you. I hope it works out great for you because it's working for me, bud. So just remember, don't take off too much to start off with. You don't want to flood it, but you definitely want enough to where it's going to accept the higher VG better, which mine is doing now. Like I said, I may need to bump it up just a hair so I can hit 30 watts. I'm at, you know, zero point 0.6 ohm on mine. I think it's dual coil, and no, it's single coil. I'm sorry. This single coil spaced coils, zero point 0.6, and I'm at 24 watts, and it's perfect. Uh, Now, if you want higher watts or whatever, then you're probably going to have a deeper cut because it's going to be able to have to bring that juice in quicker to keep up with the wattage setting you have. What's up, dope bloke? Dope bloke? If I had it, I mean I didn't need it. Yeah, I do kind of enjoy my fan. If I didn't have that fan blowing in here, y'all wouldn't be able to see me after a couple minutes because I'd be vaping and it'd cloud up the whole room. And we only got to build one Addy today. You know what? Next week, when I come on, I'm going to try to have a lot more set up to rebuild for y'all. I do want to try to get back to the basic stuff that people want to know or learn. Because once you learn the basics, you can do anything after that. You'll be able to build any kind of coil you want to. Once you get the basic coil building down and wicking, you can build anything after that. Any atomizer you get, boom, you'll be good to go. It's learning the principle of where's your vape style at, what ohms do you like to run, what wattage do you like running, and then you adjust your coils accordingly to that and your wick style. And it also depends on the device itself, a lot on the device, because some of them just can't handle them really low ohms. Now, hell, something like the Turbo RDA, you can build almost anything in it. I got a 0.18 in mine, and it's yeah, learning the basics and finding your groove. Right, Manimal, exactly. Learning the basics, how to wrap coils good, how to put them on your atomizer, make sure they're tight, especially a lot of times on RDAs, especially if they have Phillips head screws. You'll put them in, tighten it down after you fire it a few times to adjust, you know, to make where your coils are lighting up at the same time. You probably have to go back and retweak them because that Kanthal gets soft and it leaves a little gap under the screw, so you have to tighten it down one more time. Then you're good after that. But the grub screws don't usually do that as much. You know, I'm talking about the little Allen head screws that you have to screw down on your addies. They don't usually back off like, well, they don't back off. What it is that metal's getting soft and then leaving a gap under the screw head. So you just have to tighten it down a little bit more after you get it hot. Awesome camo. I wonder if Derby got his, because I did send Derby. Is he in the room? Let's see. Nope, Derby's not in the room. I did send off Derby his Coil Master that he won, and I do have some other stuff that I need to send out that people won, but my printer broke. It got a freaking Era B200, which I found out means you either need to replace your printer head or the power supply inside the printer, which I'm not. It's cheaper to buy another damn printer, so I'm probably going to do that. Condensation. You couldn't give me that damn thing, man. I got 2 of version 1, but need version 3. I don't know which one you're talking about, Sean. 2 of version 1, but you need version 3. I'm scrolling back. I don't know what the heck Sean B's talking about. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, the Coil Master. That kit that I got, freaking really great kit. I mean, like I said, I can give y'all. I probably still got the link in my thing. There is the link to the pre-order for the DIY kit that he's going to be selling. I do believe don't quote me, but I believe it's going to be $40 or less, which I think is a very fair deal considering the ohm meter, if you buy it by itself, is $20. You go buy the Coil Master, and it varies between 15 to 20 something dollars. There's the whole price of the kit, and that's not even including ceramic tweezers, which the cheapest I've ever found them is $10.99. Then it has offset tweezers in there. Then it has a case to put your extra coils in there. It also has a pair of needle nose pliers with cutters, and it also has another pair that's just cutters, and a pair of scissors. DeMillan, that's a good question. Do the scissors cut? Let's find out. I got a couple minutes left. I haven't tried the scissors yet, so that's a new one there. How much? I got 3 minutes. Great. Let me flip over to Build Cam real fast. Build Cam. Here's the Coil Master kit for anybody that wasn't here earlier. This is what it comes with. So you got your cutters, your needle nose pliers with cutters. This is ceramic tweezers. Oh, I forgot about the screwdriver. There you go. Screwdriver with 4 flathead bits, 4 Phillips heads bits. This is your offset set of tweezers. These do say Coil Master on them, by the way. The screwdriver does. These tweezers, these two don't say Coil Master on them. Them are the only two things I think that don't say Coil Master on them. Then you got your Coil Master in here. I have a blue one. Mine's blue. Then this is where you can keep your coils, or you can pop that out and put Kanthal in there if you want, and wick. But you can make some coils and put them in here. You can line them up by 0.5 ohm, 0.6, whatever you want to do. If you wanted to put them in like that. If you don't like the cutters that are in here, oh man, these are actually very decent cutters. Good spring back on these, and these will cut nice and flush up against your post. They're pretty thick though, so depending on what atomizer you're using, you may want a thinner pair like this, very thin, which I do believe they won't fit in that hole, unfortunately, because the way that's curved. But that's okay. I can use these to get by with. That's not a big deal. If I can get them back in that foam. This foam is very thick. There we go. So the scissors. Do the scissors cut? Where's some cotton at? Here's some cotton with a piece of Kanthal stuck to it. They cut, but they're not the best in the world, I'll tell you that. Yeah, just cut right through it. But if I try to snap these quick, it's not going to cut as well. They probably could use a little bit of sharpening. But, I mean, as far as cutting cotton, it would work. I like that they're nice and small, so you don't have to, you know, have big old scissors cutting a giant piece. You can actually cut a little better with it this way, being small like that. And then you also have your ohm reader. So I like that. Very nice kit for what the price is going to be, I'm assuming. Very solid. I mean, you could, if it didn't have that foam in there, this would be a good gun case. You could throw this and probably not do any damage to it. So hopefully those, you know, I see the pre-order, but hopefully those will be out soon for order with a price up there. Because right now it's like, yeah, I want to pre-order one, but I don't know how much they are. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But I'm sure Coil Master will probably be on a little bit later tonight. He usually comes on late, and then find out if he can give us any more insight as to what's going on. Oh, I'm past my time. Oh my goodness, who is coming on after me? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Toxic, Jazzy, all y'all guys. Are they ready? Are they coming? Are they here? Let me check chat. Any takers? Oh, nobody's here to take it right now. Ooh. Okay. Oh, they're at Bash. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Pammy. I'm sitting here rushing to get done, and they're not even here. But I'll be happy to give the stream up to somebody else, like maybe Nate or whoever wants to come on. That's fine. I have to eat dinner at some point. I want to make sure that this is not going to Scuba and the Dyson Fan. Yeah, that's a new show. Scuba and the Dyson Fan. We get double scuba. Not trying to be double scuba. Alright, ceramic tweezers over here. The billow. Where's my billow at? I probably need to rebuild that son of a gun. There it is. One of my favorite tanks still, without question. The billow. Yeah, I guess so. Dope bloke. Let's get over to this if I don't get in trouble. The main reason I like the billow is it holds so much juice. It never has a problem wicking. You can see those giant holes that it has here for your juice to come in on both sides. And I've never had a problem with this wicking, even with really high VG juice. Yeah, Pammy, I hear what you're saying, but I'm probably going to have some objections from the peanut gallery here. I'm just saying. So let's take off the chimney. Oh, now the one thing I have had an issue with on my, and it seems to be just me, is my chimney sometimes won't screw back on here very well. Yeah, the billow is still freaking. I mean, it's excellent, excellent on flavor. Um, I really enjoy this thing, man. I will go back to the billow every time I do. I'm like, why did I ever set this down? Because it's just great. It looks like I rebuilt this not too long ago, actually. I mean, I can redo it now, but let me get my stuff out of the way and we'll go for it. Let's break out the Coil Master kit. Why not? Might as well put it to use, right? Shoot. Let's grab the screwdriver out of it for right now. And I need a smaller Phillips. Let's go with this one. Hopefully this is small enough. Yeah, that ought to work. Yeah, billow's glass. Oh, the billow, the billow, the goblin, or the Goliath. Condensation, goblin, I would say no. And I'll tell you why on the goblin. The goblin does not have a big enough chimney to accommodate the coils. You will literally have to put your coils right up against the post, and it just it's almost choking the coils out, which makes everything bad. And you shouldn't have to deal with that. Number one, the Goliath, I can't give an honest opinion on, but I'm assuming the Goliath is going to be very similar to the deck of the Goblin because they're made by the same company. So I would go with the billow, to be honest. I know what the billow does. I know what it's capable of and how good this thing tastes. Just every time, I've never had any issues out of the billow. Let's get all this wiped off a little bit. So as you can see on the billow, you got 4 post holes. The airflow is raised off the deck. Now the one thing that you don't want to do, and the people that are having problems with their damn billow leaking, is because they're letting their cotton come down and touch the side of this. And if it does that, it's going to find a channel and then it's going to go down through this hole and come out right here. Do not let that happen, because then you will be disappointed with the billow and think that it's messed up. And it's not. Wicking this is very simple. What I usually do on the coil is I'll put my negative here. I'll skip this one and put the positive here, which makes the coil a lot closer to lining up here. But we'll do that now. If I can find where I put my 26 gauge, it's right here. We'll do 26 gauge, 9 wraps, 2 millimeter. And you know what? We can use the Coil Master for that. Why not? Whoa, I about snapped that wire all the way across the room. Another piece. It's going to be way too much wire, but I got more wire coming. I'll be alright. Let's break out the Coil Master out of the kit. Man, there it is, and it's baggy and everything. And I think I have it kind of set up for 2 millimeter already, which is what I want to use. That's a 2 millimeter. Let's pour this out here. Now all I need is a 2 millimeter top piece. There it is. What I'm thinking about doing is that foam that's in here, taking this coil master and I'm going to make these to where they stick down in here. Instead of using this pocket here, I'm going to make these line up somewhere. I'll figure out where I want to put them. I'll line them up in here and then I can just pull these out when I need them. So 2mm is this one. It's already here. There we go. 2mm. Let's put all the other pieces back in the baggie so I don't lose nothing. It does come with a little screwdriver too, so you can adjust, from thicker to thinner wire. So I have it on the closer one. This is for thinner wire, and this is for really thick wire. I haven't had to change this all the way down to 26 gauge, but if you go to 24, 22, you're probably going to have to go to this wider slot. All right, let's move this out of the way. It's probably way too much wire for what I need, but this will be the first coil done on this coil master. That is way too much wire. There we go. And let's see, there's one wrap, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 wraps. Try to even those out a little bit. Flip this around. Slide it up even with the other one. Give it a little tweak. Straighten everything out. One coil done. If everything stopped rolling off my desk, I'm going to have to even my desk out or something. So that coil's done. And then I cut 2 pieces of wire. Where's the other big piece? Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay. Let's go coil number 2 here, because I'm definitely dual coiling this guy. One wrap, 2 wraps, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Flip that around, put it back on, knock my coil way off of it. Really? My coil's jumping off. It's like, fly. What the heck is going on, guys? I'm losing my mind. My coil is flying off. Oh, I see. It's sticking to the mat and then popping off. Okay. That was freaking me out. I'm like, got exorcist stuff going on. Every time I put it on there, it's flying off there. Alright, here we go. Let's cut this one off. So now we have 2 coils done, ready to go on the billow. Let's get a little stand for this billow. If I can screw it in there straight. Scuba, screw it in there straight, man. What's wrong with you? There we go. And let's get my goggles so I can see kind of what I'm doing, and we'll pull in a little bit closer here. I wish it would stay even but down. That's not too bad. Wow, you won it and never opened it. Wow. Alright, so here we go. We're going to take this lead. And since the top comes over higher, the easiest way to do this to make where your coils don't get all discombobulated when you put them in is to do always start on the left side. I hate it myself. I'm so used to doing bottom right, but in this case I'll go ahead and do it the other way. Because the top, as you can see, your lead's coming off your coil on the top side. So since they're kind of even, but since this is a little higher, it makes it easier to put it this way to keep your coils straight without having to do a lot of tweaking on them. So I'm just going to slide this in there. And then we're going to take something that's 2mm, like this little China screwdriver right here. It just happens to be 2 millimeter, and I'm going to bring this up to where it is even with my airflow. I'm going to crank it, tighten it down. There goes the peanut gallery. All right, tighten, tighten, tighten. So that's pretty much what I got right there. So that's right over the airflow. That's what you want. I'm going to lift this up though, so that way when I slide the other coil through, it doesn't bump into this coil. So I leave just enough room for this coil to slide by. And what I can do now is go ahead and cut these leads off. There we go. And then we can move on to coil number 2. Same deal. Slide through, slide through. Oh, that screws all the way down. That's not going to help matters at all. There we go. Sliding that through. I'm going to take this little screwdriver again. This is the best way to do this so that you know when you get done, you know it's going to be in the right spot. So I kind of pull these leads to where my coil is going to line up with that airflow. But, you know, not so far out that it's going to get in the way of the chimney at all. You don't want that to happen. Where's my little needle nose at? There we go. Oh, these are cutters. I thought they was needle nose. It made me break out the Coil Master kit to get the needle nose out. I just need a little bit of a yank. There we go. Good enough. I'm going to tighten this side down now. I need a trash bowl. I need a lot. Hey, what's up? Suzanne? Alright, that should be that one, and that coil is also right there above the airflow on that side. So now this lead I can either wobble and break it off, which is probably the best thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and wobble this back and forth and snap it off. There we go. Which is going to break it off really close. That way you don't have to worry about it hitting this coil. Then the other one's the ground, so you can just cut it off. Then the other thing you have to do, since you lifted this coil up, you're going to have to bring this back down really close to the airflow, but not touching. So there we go. We're just above the airflow there. This one I haven't even messed with yet, so if it's no, it needs to go down some too. If you get too high above the airflow, you're going to taste like a burnt taste. I don't like that. I need to cut a little more piece off of that right there. There we go. I want to make sure it's not going to hit that coil in any shape or form. So there we go. So now we're going to check the ohms on this. And we should end up around 0.4, 0.5, I think. After I heat it up anyway. Oh, that's not, that coil reading, that one's not going to read. Let's use the old USA, which is not going to show the right reading, but it'll be close enough. Yeah, 0.37. I guarantee I put on another one that shows 0.4 something. Where's the Coil Master one? Let's get it back out. Y'all gave me a project to do tonight. I need to clean my office, which I have to do all the time. Huh? You're waiting on me? Yeah, right at 0.4. So what we're going to do, I can post a link for that below. Oh, you found an awesome link? Go ahead, condensation. Go for it, man. Let me get a mod that I can fire this up on. Let's not use the one that I'm doing the strawberry on. Ooh, chocolate. Got to try it. $29.99. Suzanne, this is 26 gauge Canthal that I'm using right now. And this is the billow. And like I said, this is a really excellent flavor tank. This is not for your cloud chasers, but excellent flavor tank. So there we go. We're at 30 watts. Let's get this thing heated up to where it glows up at the same time the way it should. And I just strum these a couple times. Usually if you build them on the Coil Master and you strum them a couple times, it fires just fine after that. Look at that. That's all I had to do was strum it. But just for craps and giggles, I'll go ahead and squeeze on them a little bit, tweak them around, just make it look like I'm doing something, you know. But it's firing exactly the way it should right now. Just by strumming this a couple times, and all that does is creates a little bit of resistance between these coils, and then they start firing correctly. That's it. So the main thing on the billow, like I said though, is correct wicking. If you screw up the wicking on the billow, it's going to be your worst nightmare. Let's take my normal cutters here. And what I like to do as far as cutting my cotton, whatever size, let me get that, that's not even. Whatever size coil I build, I'll probably go about double the size of the coil. So if it's a 2mm coil, I'll cut about a 4mm strip. Because when I take off these jean patterns off of this cotton, it's going to have it's going to be a lot less cotton, and this shrinks down a lot. And I like it fluffy outside the coil, but not on the inside of the coil. Alright, now we're going to peel this outside layer off. Wow, that was really thin. I peeled that one off, but that's fine. Peel the other outside layer off. We're going to take this and I'm going to just smudge down one side of it so I can get it through the coil. And then if you start to feel resistance here, the best thing for you to do is pull a little bit on this side to make it tight. Then it'll let you slide this through better. If you just keep pulling here, it's going to bunch up and you're going to rip it. So don't do that. Just kind of ease this through, and you want it to be able to move back and forth good, and you're not going to use hardly any of this wick anyway. So once you get it to that point, I'm going to cut some of this off for now. I'll adjust it more in a little bit. Alright, now we're going to get the second piece. Same deal, roll it up, push it through. If I can get it through there. Scuba, hit the hole, man. What's wrong with you? There we go. Got to make sure that it'll still move back and forth okay. If it doesn't move back and forth, then you've just successfully choked your coil out, and it's going to choke you out by giving you dry hits. I'm off the camera a little bit, sorry. Let me back this up just a hair. Now, what you want to do on the billow, what I try to do is I get my side cutters, and I cut the same height or evenness as the deck itself in line with the thread. So I cut it at an angle, right even with the deck. I'll go around this and do the same thing over here. I'm just keeping these flush up against the deck and then cutting it off even there. Same way over here. Flush with the deck, cut. Then you just kind of pretty it up a little bit, and you end up with that. You got to make sure that your chimney is going to be able to screw down on here. Once I wet this with juice, it should push down a little more. I do have a big old bottle of juice. I'm going to put some juice on there. I want to try Nilla nuts inside this. I think it ought to be pretty good, and this is well steeped Nilla nuts, so it should be really good at this point. I mean, this is like 3-week-old Nilla nuts. So it's done reached its maturity of being really good. I always pre-fire my coils also. I don't want that nasty cotton taste. Always pre-fire them, guys. Especially on a tank system, because once you get it all up in the tank, then it's not going to do as good as you want. And you want this cotton to come down and just barely touch the top of where the juice comes in at this juice channel here. Not down in the channel, but just touching the top. all the way around, all 4 of them. Looking good. I need to put a little more juice on here. I'm going to fire it a couple more times because, like I said, I don't want to taste cotton when I go to fire this thing. And I got the whole, 1 of them shooting straight up and 2 shooting to the side. I don't know if y'all can see that. Look at that. 2 coils shooting to the side and 1 shooting straight up. Now, the other thing you have to double check for, like I was saying, do not let your wick touch these juice flows. See how it's got a little bit of a gap. As long as it's not touching, you're okay. Where are we at? There we go. Let me make sure this is not touching. And you can just go in here with a little screwdriver and just make sure you bump it off of that, just so it's not touching that. And then you won't have that leaking problem that everybody complains about. And it's really so simple to fix, you know. There we go. So now we take the chimney, and hopefully when you put this chimney down, it doesn't give you any resistance. Now my chimney, like I said, sometimes gives me issues going on just because the threads aren't the best in the world, but this is serial number 777, so I kind of like it. You think so, DeMillan? Man, who told you that? Yeah, this is not going on correctly, so if I can get it back off, I will. Wow. Sometimes it just threads right on there. See how it's trying to go on crooked? And sometimes it won't. But usually I'll find a groove and it'll just take. And yeah, I'm trying to backspin it and then make it go back on there, but it's my only downfall to this billow. And I've not seen not one other person have this issue, just me. But once I get it, it'll go on there just fine. Come on, I can't even spin it backwards, really? Oh, we got it. See, once you get it on there, I don't know what it is, but the rest of the threads are fine. It's just that very first line must have a little cut or something in it that's making it mess up. So, and then filling the billow. Filling the billow is very important too. Now this, I'm just going to, let me clean the tank out. I don't want any other juice in here, because this is going to give me a lot of flavor. There we go. Now we got the tank. Make sure your seal is at the bottom. Put your your glass tank back on. Then on the top, you should also have a seal. If that seal is gone, you're going to have a leak like a son of a gun. You should also have a seal right here. Make sure that seal is there. If it's not there, it'll leak like a son of a gun. So those 3 seals, very important to check for. And I'm going to screw all this back together. I'm going to turn the ohm reader off because I don't need that running the battery down forever. Alright, now filling the billow. If you fill this wrong, you're going to have juice all over the place. And I've tried to explain this a billion times. The way this is, you got your juice flow, man, get Canthal out of the way. This is where your juice comes in at, okay? To your coils. And when you fill it, this is your fill hole. Your fill hole is directly in between 2 of these places where your juice comes in that goes straight to your drip tip. So when you fill this, make sure you keep the fill at the bottom and let the juice come in and hit the glass. And then it's not going to go through these little holes, because if you do it straight up like this, it's going to go in those holes and it's going to flood right back out your 510. You're going to have a big mess. So don't do it that way. So let's take out the screw, hopefully. Screws out. And then we're going to have to I'm going to get a syringe to do this because it's so much easier and faster. Let me grab my syringe that has no numbers on it. Okay, yeah, you always got to put it in the right way. So now what I'm doing is I'm keeping the fill hole at the bottom. I'm going to inject this juice in here nice and easy. So it's going in now nice and slow. You'll see it start to fill up the tank down there. And we got to get some more juice. This should be enough. Get about 5 mils in here. And you have to be careful because once it's full, if you keep going, it will start going through them holes. Wow, I'm going to stop right there. I didn't even make it to those holes, but you know what? I'm going to stop right there. That should be good enough for government work. It's all on the hips. Happy Gilmore. All right, now let's put this screw back in here, and hopefully we're going to get an excellent vape out of the billow. Let's flip back over to my main screen. Ow. Whew. Yeah, I got to do a lot of cleaning up, obviously. Now what I'm going to do just to make sure, because usually after all that juice I put in the chimney, there's going to be a lot in here that wants to pour out. I'll go ahead and blow that out of there. And it should be good after that. Especially after you take a couple of vapes off of it. No problems after that. Let's see where we're at. 30 watts. And we're at 0.5. That's good because I usually do 0.4 in these. Oh my gosh. Man, who makes this juice? I must have the recipe. I'm just kidding. One finicky Addy? I mean, no. I think it went together pretty good. Wow. The flavor on this will literally sit you back in your seat. Between this one and the Orchid is so close to call. I mean, so close to call. I don't know what it's. The Orchid V6, which technically there never was an Orchid V6 to be had, but I know you can find them on eBay for like 24 bucks. There's one with a plastic tank and there's one with a glass tank. If you do buy one, get the one with the glass tank. And the reason I say the Orchid V6 is because the Orchid V6 has all the nice features of an Orchid, but also has the same airflow close-offs just like the Billow does. So it's kind of like the Orchid and the Billow got together and made the Orchid V6. The Orchid 21 or 2.1, I know what you're saying. I think 2.5, I think they got. I don't know. There's a bunch of Orchids out there now. But I have tried the V6 and I like it. Oh, the Limo 2. There you go, Berry Hot. That one should be good. I was worried about the juice flow maybe leaking, but oh, I saw it without being on a pre-order, I think. I had the site pulled up, but I closed it out earlier today. They should have shipped yesterday. Wow. An Orchid 82. There you go, Freak Mac. Orchid 82. Yeah, man, we need an Orchid V2, V3, V4. There was 30 free shipping. I thought I saw it cheaper than that, Berry Hot. I don't know if I still have the link, but if I do, I'll be glad to post it. Let me see if I got it handy for you guys. Let's see here, and if I got it, it's going to be right down here somewhere. Pre-order, what is that? No, that's not it. Wow, I didn't keep it? What about history? Won't it show up in my history? Let's try that, because it's from yesterday. This is all today's. Let's go back to yesterday's history. Yesterday. I actually think I left that website up like 3 or 4 days just because I didn't want to close it. New tweezers, no. Wow. I don't see it. That's a shame. Unless they put it in today's, which would be weird just because I closed it out today. I went there. I went there. Oh man, I thought I was in it already. Wait, this might be it. Other products. Um, well, I guess we'll just skip it because I cannot find it in my history. And I didn't bookmark it. Shame on me. Yeah, especially on the Goblin, there's not a lot of room in there for coils at all. So when you on the Goblin, if you don't build your coils right up against the post, you're gonna hit the chimney. Yeah, bad for me. Sorry. I had it. I had the site pulled up forever, and I freaking didn't keep it. Now give up the Dyson. So as you can see, this is not leaking in any way, shape, or form. Just vapor coming out of it. So it's actually producing quite a bit of vapor, but the flavor is so thick, it's like kicking my tail. But like I said, this juice has been steeping for like 3 weeks, so it's at the primo. I mean, you can tell by the color of the juice. It's at the primo time to vape it. Almost too much color. And that's only 6 milligram nic. So for it to get that orange, the K-Fun V6, really? Whew. Unless they totally redid the whole design of it, I'm not interested in a newer K-Fun. I got the K-Fun V4 and then it just sits there. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Oh, I got a quick question. Yeah, Ghost, if you're still in the room, I'm sorry I just now getting to your message, but yeah, there's Ghost. I would definitely go with either 26 gauge or 24 gauge. Considering that it's a tank, I would use 26 gauge and I would do 9 wraps dual coil. That'll put you around 0.4, 0.5 on a 2 millimeter bit. Bingo, you'll be right there, man. That tank should be able to handle that without a problem. If you like, a medium to warm vape, that's what I would suggest. You're welcome. 24 gauge would be a little bit thick for it. It really would. That wire is going to cut. It may not. I mean, I don't know what size the post holes are on that thing, but it may be a little thick. 26 should fit without question. If it don't fit 26, then they did a crappy job at making the Addy. It should at least go down to 26. Hello, Love and Vape. The post holes are huge. Well, hell, it'll hold anything then. DeMillan, I have done twisted wire on it. This build here that I have in here now is, no, I do not have the big tank for the Goblin. Condensation, what they need to make is a bigger chimney for the Goblin. The Goblin's chimney and the build deck is too damn small. If they make a Goblin version 2 and they increase the size of the build deck along with the chimney, then it would be a great Addy. They did not think that through. They made it to where you literally have no room to put your wick and coil in there. It's like, man, what am I supposed to do? You could make maybe a vertical coil, but that's about it. Yeah, I do too, Suzanne. I'm going to have to get off here in a minute, guys. I got people waiting for me to get off here. I'm a wanted guy, apparently. Yeah, that would be the Goliath. Condensation, I did not see the build deck on the Goliath. I don't know if they really increased the size of the chimney. If they did, then that would be awesome. They took out the center block and went with dual post. Yeah, I did notice that they did that on the Goliath. If they get them locally, I'll definitely go with something like that. I just, everything that I've seen lately has been on a pre-order or, yeah, you still got to build against the post. Damn, why do they do that, man? It should not have to be right up against the post like that. I like to be able to have enough room off my post where I can raise the coil up or down and not have to worry about it arcing out against the actual post itself. And if they make them really small to where there's no room to move it around, then it's cutting into your your work area, and you can't do anything. You can't experiment with any builds because there's no room to do it. Oh, they replaced it with Atlantis coils. Well, I do know on the Atlantis V2, if you weren't here earlier, oh, there's the top of the Atlantis V2. There's the top of the Atlantis V2. I mean, yeah, the Atlantis V2. I don't care for the Atlantis V2. If you have an Atlantis V1, you pretty much have an Atlantis V2. There's not that much difference. The only big difference they did is they did make the coils better, and they dropped it to a lower ohm. But this increased airflow, it's okay, but no more flavor whatsoever out of this thing. I don't get the hype over it, that's for sure. So it's just something that I got that I shouldn't have got. They have their own Dr. Frankenstein. What else did I get recently? Well, I got the entire line from Mr. Good Vape. A couple of them that I've tried so far I like. I actually had, and Rage should know that I have some of this on the way. Exonerate. Let me see if it'll clean my hands off, because I got like juice all over them. Mmm. Smells like bacon. No, it don't. I'm just kidding. It don't smell like bacon. Oh, Origin Vape has a Goliath in stock? Well, thanks, T-Max, for getting me to spend some money. Melonhead? R. Kelly, that's one I haven't tried yet. It's still here. Let me see if I got it handy. That's Heaven Candy. This is Karma Cream. And this one is Melonhead. Melonhead right there. I haven't even checked it out yet. Let me see what it smells like. Whew, that's strong, man. That's some strong stuff. I did get a sample of Blue Falcon. The same guy that makes this Squonk box, they have that juice called Blue Falcon. And it's out in the car. I'm going to have to get it. But it's a really strong smelling pineapple. I vaped it mixed with something, so I want to try it vape now with it. Oh, thanks, Condensation. I want to try it by itself. I tried it mixed with Nilla Please, for those of y'all familiar with Nilla Please. So we got Blue Falcon and mixed Nilla Please 50-50 with it. It's really good. It's like it makes it a pineapple smooth vanilla custard. So it kind of like mixes it all together and makes it really smooth. Otherwise, I'm thinking it's going to be a really strong pineapple. I don't know yet. I haven't vaped it straight out, so we're going to find out. Moon Sugar is really good, Dope Bloke. That is one of the ones that I tried that I did like. Moon Sugar was good. I'm still trying to make up my mind on Sunday Fun Day. I took that one with me today, and I'm thinking, wow, man, what should I just try new wicks or what? Because it's like I'm missing something that I'm expecting it to have, and it doesn't have it. But it could just be, needs new wicks. But yes, I got all 12 flavors from Mr. Good Vape, and they only show 11 on their picture, so I don't know what the extra one was. Babama Mama. That's Sunshine Daydream. There's Moon Sugar. Honey Baby. I got a bunch of them. That's 3 there, and then there was 3 I just read you. That's 6. 7, 8. That's Pistachio Man and Dabble Do Ya. So 2 of them. Sunday Fun Day is one of them, and then whatever the other one is, I got 12. If I don't like Melonhead, send it to you. Sure. Oh, Dreamsicle. There you go, dope bloke. Dreamsicle is another one, and I actually like Dreamsicle. That is a really good orange creamsicle, is what it tastes like to me. Wow, DeMillan, that's a pretty good win right there. Awesome. How can you edit it? GSXR, you need to go to where your nickname up is in the top right and click on your nickname and then click on settings, and that's where you can go to change your, you can't change your username really, but you can change your password. If you need to do your whole username different, then you probably want to create a new email address, new password, everything. That's the only way to get with that, because you can change the look of your username, but you can't change the way it's spelled or anything like that I know of. I like it. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at there. Oh, nice condensation. Cool. Can it be deleted? GSXR, I don't know. They probably just leave it on. It's not going to delete it. Good old Gixxer bike. I had a ZX9 that I sold because there's too many damn crazy drivers out there, and I didn't want to get hit riding my bike. Oh, you're welcome, dope bloke. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm gonna have to get off of here in a minute. They're already telling me, hey, come in here, come in here. Yeah, if it wasn't for how crazy the driving was out, and it used to be nice when I was younger because there wasn't as many cars on the road. You didn't have all this damn road rage. It's just crazy, man. But I would like to get a nice Harley and just freaking sit back and cruise. I don't need. I'm too old for a damn crotch rocket at this point. And that's what I had was a crotch rocket. So I need no rocket, just a cruise bike. Oh, check your pick out. Okay, cool. Yep, there it is. That's a Gixxer. So I'm old. Yeah, I'm old. Check out the new Indians. Ooh, you're welcome to Millen. Out for it. I haven't seen the new Indians. I bet you they're nice too. Ooh, I believe, yeah, Lucidius has a heritage. That's the one that he had a wreck on. Well, thanks, Barry Hot. You ain't got to lie, but that's cool. Condensation, damn you, I'm not that old. You're not lying. I'm moving to where she is. His Road King he wrecked? I thought he said it was a Heritage Softail or something. I don't. Okay, cool, Arbins. Oh, ooh, that's a ways out there, Barry. I know, right? Don't click on her nickname and look at her picture because then y'all will be stalking her. So don't click on her nickname. You're gonna be like, oh my goodness. Unless she no, because she already told me that was really her. Because I was like, I wonder if she just stole that picture off the internet somewhere. Oh, okay, okay, Manimal. Long as you know that she's yours, okay. Yeah, he's lurking. He don't ever think that Manimal's gone. He's like hanging around back in the background somewhere. So my marquee is vaping really good. My sub tank mini, let's go back to it. Make sure it's still okay. I'm taking really long hits, Cryo Dog, to see if it's going to give me a dry hit, and it's just not doing it. That was a long hit just then. Nothing, man. I highly suggest you do it, bud. I mean, that's freaking working. It's working. So, just a slight Dremel hit to the RDA section of the sub tank mini, and it's made a night and day difference. I'm actually going to use this tank again now. Awesome, Cryo. Yeah, this thing, man, there goes a bubble. It's still wicking. Oh, wow. It is 10 minutes to 9, and I need to go. I do appreciate everybody coming out. I know there's 115 in the room. I'd hate to leave the room like this. Anti-Hero, you want to come on? Or Nate, or somebody? Or Indian, or anybody want to come on the stream for a little while? Because I am wore out, and I haven't ate dinner yet. And that's my stomach is growling. Oh, you missed what I took the Dremel to? T-Max, on the Subtank Mini, on the RDA section, it has two juice flow channels, okay? And they kind of go straight down and then end up in a curved little point at the end. So what I did is I took my Dremel with a diamond bit on it that is a sharp point, and I went straight, like say this is the channel, I went straight down the channel like this, and all it did was kind of make the half moon a little deeper, and it made it to where it's not giving me damn dry hits anymore. And this is a 76% VG juice and no dry hits, which is way better than what it was doing before, because the damn thing would dry, you could vape it for like 5 minutes and then boom, dry hit, dry hit, dry hit, and then maybe if you sit it down for 20 minutes, you can come back, hit it one or two more times, back to dry hit. Now it's not done that one time. Just over and over. And that makes it rebuildable. Before I was having to use the stock coils because it's the only thing I could get a good vape off of, or rebuilding the stock coils. But this is great on the rebuildable section, and it's just a single coil in there. I got it at 0.6 spaced coil. I do not do the nano coil in there to where they're all touching. If it's spaced out, it accepts the juice better. It wicks better. Just make sure that your wick is just barely touching the deck. That's all you need. You don't need to flood the thing with cotton, because if you do, you're gonna get dry hits then, without a doubt, because it's just not gonna be able to get the juice in there. And you just put a little wick in there, just enough to cover the deck, and you're good. Oh, thank you, Sam Hippie. All right, guys, I'm going to bump off of here. Like I said, I do appreciate everybody coming out, but if I stay on here much longer, then my wife will kill me. You're very welcome, Frugal. And I will catch you guys maybe this weekend sometime. If I get some free time, I'll come on. I mean, I know a lot of people have been wanting to see DIY stuff. I am not ready to do the DIY live, but it will be coming before too long, and maybe I can figure out some more flavors to show y'all, because a lot of people want to try DIY, but they have no clue what to do, and I'd really like to show y'all the right way to do it, where you're not going to endanger yourself or others, and also be clean about it. But all right, thanks, DeMillan. I will catch you guys later, and I appreciate everybody coming out. I will be back on here next Friday 6 to 8, or you can watch me Tuesday 6 to 8 on Evolution Vaping Channel.